welcome to episode 2 of the Bulldog Bark. We got our usual suspects, Michael D. Rosa. We got BFC in the house. Kyle, the Butler fan, will not be here today. He'll be here in spirit. That's okay. Big special guest today. Big, I mean it. He's the starting center for the Butler Bulldogs. We got Jalen Thomas. Jalen, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. So we're just gonna talk to Jalen a little bit here today. Kind of recap some of the first week's games. Maybe dive a little bit into tomorrow's big matchup with ETSU. As you Bulldog fans know, the Dogs, one of the hottest teams this week, got a 94-55 win over EMU, followed up by a 91-56 win over SEMO, Southeast Missouri State. So Jalen, my man, first of all, awesome week. That was fun. That was some fun stuff. I think that 55 to 21 in the first half of SEMO. That might have been the most dominant half of of basketball I've ever seen in Butler history. I'm thinking football today, guys. I'm sorry. Kind of just give us a quick, recap. How's it getting back out there with a new group of dogs? As everyone knows, a lot of changes this off season. You guys finally got to kind of get on the, get in the court and play together. How's it been?
Yeah, man. Like you said, at 55-21, that was fun. Like we can actually score this year, and that's the big difference. We had guys last year that could put the ball in the basket, but it's just like it was kind of forced. Like this year is like we all playing off each other. There's more chemistry, and it's just fun being out there and just knowing you got guys that can score. And then just knowing we got some defenders too, Posh and Ja, like probably gonna be two of the better defenders in the Big East than me. So just going out there knowing we can, get string stops together and score the ball. It's definitely different, this time of year, man, with these guys.
Yeah, and that kind of builds into my next question. Last year, unfortunately, with the stuff you had going on, you weren't able to, participate in the non-conference. What's it kind of like this year? Brand new team, but hey, you get to participate. Is the chemistry building better now that you get to actually do the non-conference? How's it feel to be out there, instead of just diving straight into Big East play like last year?
Yeah. For me, Big East, my first game back was Sonogo and UConn. So, and I really didn't play that much. I got in when Klingon was in, and it was a blowout. So, it's just good being able to play, the first 11 games this year and the exhibition games, too. Well, I missed one of them. But it's good, being able to play and, it's good being back out there with the new group of guys. And like I said, we're looking forward to doing some big things this year. And I'm definitely looking forward to ETSU and then Michigan State after that. So.
Yeah, Michael, BFC, you guys got anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, it does. I mean, watching those games, I think the thing that stood out to most of us were kind of the freedom that we saw on the offense. Yeah. And especially with Pierre and DJ just shooting the ball off the break. And I was looking at Mata a few times during that, and he was pointing, excited that they were taking those shots. Is that something that you guys, worked on in the offseason, just like a little more freedom and, ability to play your kind of basketball?
Yeah, for sure. He loves scoring. So, he loves guys that can score and can shoot the ball. And he always tells DJ and Pierre to shoot the ball because they have in the gym range, especially DJ. And, whenever they get past half court, it's a problem that they might shoot the ball. So just knowing that he loves that. So, just knowing that, and he gives everybody confidence on the team, no matter what position. And he always tells us to shoot the ball. So it's definitely different this year, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot more energy with the team. I think that's one thing I noticed. But one thing I want to ask you personally, you had the foot injury that kept you out of, it was second exhibition against Franklin, I believe. Was that anything too serious? You doing all right, 100% after at least going into the regular season, game one?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of been a problem. I didn't play much in either our first two games against Eastern or SEMO. Granted, we blew them out, but they were trying to limit me, make sure I'm good. It's much better now, but it was when I missed the exhibition game, the second one, it was pretty bad. But I mean, I'll be fine. I'm not gonna miss any regular season games going forward. So they're just trying to manage my minutes and stuff. So especially considering the schedule we got coming up with going to Orlando and going to MSU. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good overall.
Yeah, no, and I kind of wondered that too because I noticed your minutes were a little lower in those first two games. I figured it was probably blowouts. on top of that, managing your foot, right? So glad to hear that's not anything too serious. In those first, we talked a lot about building the chemistry and everything from those first couple games. Was there anyone or anything that maybe even just kind of surprised you? Like, wow, this guy, he did this in practice, maybe some, but like, oh crap, like look how good he does in the game, or anything like that, where you're like, yeah, this is definitely a little bit different than what I expected.
I'll say I expected it, but CT the first was that
The
the
first
exhibition game? Yeah, he
dude,
had
what's
two.
up with that?
Yeah, he had 2 back-to-back bye. That was tough. We was on the bench going crazy. And we know CT. Nobody know, like, CT got bounced. And, like, I don't know if fans really know that, but because he didn't really get a chance to show it last year. He had some flashes, but, like, he definitely has bounced. And then, like, him, especially CT, like, shooting the ball, like, like in, like, the scrimmage game we had, like, blue versus white, he shot the ball well. And, like, leading up to that in practice, he was not missing a shot. He's kind of cooled down now, but, like, CT special, man, I think if he just puts it together like all around, both sides of the ball, I think he could definitely help us this year. He just got to. Yeah.
If you didn't think he had bounced then, I think you know now, man. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Yeah, that first exhibition was nuts. Like really nuts. A little bit about ETSU coming up. That's we know DJ Hughes, former Butler Bulldog, is now on East Tennessee State. Is there anything you looking forward to that matchup? Is it exciting to have one of your former players come back, or what are you guys looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. I know DJ got this game circled. So he missed the last game, so he didn't. He played in the first game, so he doesn't start, but he's gonna play. So I'm definitely ready for the matchup. I know what he's gonna do. I know he's mad, pissed off from the time he was here, and that's my guy. So I was cool with him. So like, I know we definitely gonna be going at it because we went at it in practice a few times. So I'm looking forward to playing him tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, go for it.
DJ was a guy that I really liked watching play. I think he's gonna have a good opportunity there. And we had a guy from ETSU. They play a physical style basketball because Bo Hodges came from there.
Yeah.
You didn't play with Bo, did you?
No, I got here the year after he left.
Yeah, so I think I'm looking forward to that match because I know, on paper they're definitely better than the first 2 teams we played. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, they're definitely better. They got a guy averaging 24 through 2 games. They got another guy that shot 19 threes in 2 games. So they got a 4-man averaging like 16 and 10 right now. So.
Yeah, he averaging 16, 10, and 3.5 assists a game. So
yeah. So they got some guys. It's gonna be a good challenge. Yeah. Definitely better than the first 2 games.
Yeah. You want to say something, Michael?
No, you good?
Oh no, I was just say, what you kind of touched on some of it a little bit. This might be a little repetitive, but I feel like as a Butler fan, a lot of us are super excited right now, right? I mean, those were wins, but those were when you dominate teams that are inferior, right? You don't want to have like a 13-point win against like an EMU or something like that, right?
Right.
So have you guys kind of noticed some of like the buzz or like the excitement that's going around this team? Because let's be honest, preseason, a lot of people had us on the lower end of the Big East, right? And I think this week, if you look at social media, a lot of people have us kind of like stock risers, right? Was that ever meant like, is that part of your guys' mentality? Like, people are counting us out and we're going to go and just kick these asses because, fuck them more or less, right? That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the team's mentality right now?
Yeah, definitely. After media day, me, Ja, and Thad went out there to New York. After we got done, Thad looked like we got off the plane, was driving back to Ankle from the airport. Thad looks over at me and John in the back, and he was laughing, and he was like, they really picked us 10th. And he loves it. He's never been picked that low coming from where he came from, Ohio State. So, like, I think one time he was picked that low, they were picked 9th, and then they ended up winning the conference back at Ohio State. So he's never had this experience really. So, like, he was happy. Like, they passed. I remember after one practice, they passed out wristbands that said 10 on it. So, like, we're all embracing it. And they definitely remember. We all remember what they said. So, we are going at it like, fuck them, excuse my language, but yeah, we are like going at it like that's how it is because they don't expect us to be good. And, those 2 first games, we knew we dominated. We knew we were going to dominate. We're not stopping there. Everybody knows we got MSU coming up and ETSU before that. So we're trying, these guys, I think the difference between last year and this year, like these guys know we can't take it like a game off. They know, like, even though we started a 2-game, like 2 40-point wins, like, it's like the job's not over. Like, we can't relax. So, like, and everybody knows that. And the coaches definitely are pressing us about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, if I may interject here, how do you balance, like, you got Michigan State coming up Friday? That's a team that was I had number 2 in the country, like top 5 team in the country. How do you balance that from like, all right, but look, we still got to do our job Monday. How do you like balance that out? At least this early in the season, especially because you got momentum now. What's the deal there?
Yeah. So knowing that we got them, like, we already looking. We can't really look ahead of that game, but we already, like, we know it's coming. So, like, just knowing we got to take care of business tomorrow first. My Thad's already told us, like it's a thing, like, for every game, like, whoever the leading scorer, 23, 24, like, they can't get their average in Hinkle or run any game, like, wherever we at. The best player can't get their average. So just having that mentality going into the games, like, we were already knowing, like, we can't let them come in here and feel comfortable tomorrow.
Obviously, Michigan. So, we got ETSU tomorrow. The whole phrase of, like, this is a must-win game. Like, I think that's overused. Like, every win, every game you should win. I mean, that should be a must-win game, right? But, it's ETSU, then it's Michigan State, Florida Atlantic, the winner of Penn State versus Texas A&M. Then whoever I said winner. See how I already assumed it? Winner of Texas A&M versus Penn State. And then what is it? Boise State, VCU,
Virginia Tech, Iowa State.
Iowa State, yeah. And then home against Texas Tech. Like, what do you guys kind of do as far as, like, that's like, that's a streak of some really serious games coming up. What do you guys kind of do, like, in your past to kind of keep a level head? Let's say, I mean, I know you guys are going to feed in that streak. You get knocked down a game. How do you guys kind of build yourself back up and prepare yourself mentally for a streak like that?
Yeah, just knowing that, it's another game the next day. So, just coming into it, we know we got a tough stretch of games after ETSU, and the coaches know, like, they're already trying to get us ready in practice for that stretch. And, you can't take one, like, you can't let one affect you too much because, there's plenty of games left in the season. And say we do go down there and lose one, but obviously I don't want that to happen. But say we did. Yeah, just knowing that, it's another game the next day and we got, just an opportunity to improve and get better and just show that. Because no one expects us to go down there in Orlando and win a game. No one expects us to beat MSU. But we're all looking at each other like, we got this. We know we can beat MSU, who already lost to James Madison in their first game of the season and beat Southern Indiana by like 20. So, like, we know what we're capable of and everybody's counting us out. And that's what we're riding on. And no one expects us to do it, but we expect to come out to Florida with a championship and beat MSU Friday. So, like, but just knowing that it's another game, hey, like, you can't get too high, too low. Just knowing you got to keep fighting day in and day out to the end of the season. So, you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, is Pierre looking forward to playing Michigan State?
Yeah, he already.
I heard he's locked in.
Yeah,
I heard he's locked in.
Yeah, he's been had that game marked on his calendar because they didn't even play him. They didn't even play him up there, so he's definitely ready.
Yeah. Michael, BFC, you guys got anything else you want to ask?
Yeah,
No.
I had just one last question that I was, wondering, just kind of going back to when you enter the transfer portal. I know you got a taste of March Madness and got to go up against Chet and Timmy, and really, I mean, held your own in that game. You guys were really in it at the half. You almost had a double there. Did having success against those guys that were considered elite players, in the college game? Chet went on to be a top 5 pick. Did that give you a little more confidence coming into the Big East with as many good big men as there are?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just playing against those guys, I knew I had a homeroom going into the game. I had Chet, and they told me I had him. So because I was playing the 4 at Georgia State, so it's going in, accepting that challenge, and he ended up having a good game. But, like, it wasn't on me. Like, it wasn't like I was guarding him, but, like, he wasn't really, like, he didn't impress. I know he's a great NBA, he's a good NBA player, but, like, in the game, he wasn't, like, impressing me. Like, like we lost by 20 or whatever, but like you said, we was down 1 at the half, and our big man tore his ACL at halftime. So like after that, they pretty much fouled me and the 3 other bigs out because Timmy kept, going to the basket, whatever. But after that game, going into that game, I knew I was leaving. I was going to try to go to a higher level school. So, but going into that, after that game, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going now, and I'm definitely ready. Like whatever school that reaches out, I'm only looking at, because a bunch of schools he did, but like I had to tell a lot of them, I'm only looking at like high major, like Power 5 or Big East. Obviously, I think it should be Power 5 too. But yeah, I knew I was looking at those schools only. So, but after that performance, I definitely was excited, to look at my options and see what was best for me to go. So yeah.
You bring up the Georgia State team. I fucking love that team. I remember like the 3 guards, you guys would press a ton, and then like it was just the last line of defense. You were there, you'd block everything. But man, that team was resilient that year. I remember you guys had a lot of injuries early in the season. Then you guys recovered, got fully healthy, ran through the Sun Belt tournament. Like you guys made it look easy. Is there anything I feel you could take away from that team? Like that team was really resilient. Is there anything you could take away from that coming into this year, where last year you guys were bad? Like all things considered, the Butler team was bad last year, and then you come in, it's a completely different team. You guys are picked 10th still. They're saying like, nah, these guys can't do shit. Is there anything you really taken from like that experience? Like, nah, like we're still here. Like, don't doubt me again.
Yeah. Georgia State, I love those guys, man. I was there for 3 years. We did have a pretty good team, and just learning from those guys. Like my big man, he was older. Like everybody on it, I was the youngest. Like I started 5. I was always the younger one. Ever since my sophomore year when I did start like officially. So like, I was always looked up to those guys. We had a couple of 5th-year seniors. Everybody actually was a 5th year, ended up being a 5th-year senior. So just taking information from them, like they used to always talk. Like I didn't understand back then. I was young, but like just learning from my big man. He always was talking. He always had great energy. Always played hard. So just taking stuff from everybody. And my guards was always talking. Like they was always leading. Just taking those pieces from them and bringing it over to Butler. Now I'm the 5th-year senior. Now me and JM, but now I'm the older guy. So like, just being able to, take from that experience and just know that what it takes to win. Like I said, I know what it takes to win. We've been to the tournament. Not many people on this team have. So, like, just knowing that coming in here, I'm trying to lead by example and just show them, like, what it takes to win. And, like, that we worried about March now. Like, every game, like, we playing for March. It's not like we can't go out, like I said, we can't go out against ETSU tomorrow and lay an egg and, barely beat them or like lose. Like we can't go out there half-ass because like we're playing for March. Like this game is gonna matter later on. Like it may be early 3rd game of the season, whatever the case may be. But like in the end, we're trying to play for March, and no one expects us to win anyway. So why not go out and all out tomorrow to begin with? Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, two things there. So if I recall from that game versus Gonzaga, didn't you have a play where did you block Chet or I can't remember which one it was, and then go immediately down the other way and score a layup? Or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah. I think no. It wasn't them. It was Watson before the other guy, like the backup.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it Chet. You blocked Chet. No, but so that and then actually, I remember the first time that we spoke, you mentioned that actually you were recruited by Xavier before you ended up going to Georgia State, right? So you already had that. You already knew you were capable of like that big. We call it the power 6, P6, right? Big East is in that, man. So you already kind of knew like you had that. And for anyone that hasn't watched my interview with Jalen from a few months ago, if I recall, it was like Fremantle ended up signing before you could like do it or something, and and then unfortunately Fremantle's out for season, so you can't even get your revenge on him.
He's out again.
Yeah, I know, man. Can't get the injury bug going, but yeah. So you definitely knew you had that skill level. But obviously we're glad to have you as a dog. But yeah, that's you guys got anything else you want to ask Jalen right now? No, Jalen, you got anything else you want to say right now? Putting you on the spot, man.
I'll just say, we're coming this year, and I know the guys disappointed last year, and everybody should have been. I was. So just know that this year is definitely going to be different, and by the end of the season we will be competing for a Big East championship and hopefully a national championship. Even though it may not look like it now, but I can see it. I know these guys. Yeah, I know these guys.
It looks like it. You guys got some. I swear. I think you guys are doing exactly what you're saying, surprising people. Like everything on social media is like I didn't know Butler had these guys. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
yes, we did.
Exactly.
But super excited for the season, man. Look forward to if you hear someone screaming really loud, it's probably me. It'll be at every home game this year. Really excited to have you. Appreciate you sitting down with us and answering some of our questions. Go kick ETSU's ass tomorrow. Sorry, DJ, if you're listening. Go kick your ass, man. And look forward to watching you. Glad the Foot's doing well. Look forward to watching you going forward, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. You have a good one. Again, thanks to Jalen for stopping on with us. Now we're going to chat a little bit about this ETSU matchup coming up. I'm going to jump over to Michael, who is the expert in every mid-major possible, because he is. So, Michael, what do we got to look forward to against ETSU tomorrow?
Yeah, so as Jalen mentioned, ETSU is a guy who is averaging, I believe it's 23 points, like 24 and a half points. That is Quamari Peterson. He was a JUCO All-American. His team won the national title in the junior college level. He transferred up to Indiana State last year. He didn't play much. I think he got hurt early season. So he's the guy. He's their guy. He's 6'1" guard. Very, very skilled guard. He's the guy that's, I mean, I think he had 31 in one of their games. So like he is like their go-to guy. And then you look at the rest of their roster, it's like they have a four-man who's averaging 16 and 10. So like they're solid, but like really it's, if you can stop Quamari Peterson, this team was projected middle of the SoCon conference just because they lose so much. Like it's a completely new roster, completely new coach, everything. There was some weird situation that happened there, but like that's another conversation for another day. Really, it comes down to if you can stop Peterson. Peterson's their guy. Then they got guys like Justice Smith, Jaden Seymour is the guy who's averaging 16 and 10 right now. They did lose to Elon in the first game. Elon's nothing special. They're probably an upgrade between the two. Quamari Peterson's definitely the best player Butler's faced at this point in the season. Very early, but I think it's a good test for Posh.
Yeah, and I saw that again, just looking at basic rankings. I think they're in the 200 something but obviously the EMU and SEMO are both 300 plus, so definitely going to be the biggest test so far. Again, I don't like to call things like must wins, but I feel like this kind of is because we're about to have that streak of like I talked about earlier, Michigan State, FAU, all those teams, right? So sounds like, again, I'm leaving it mostly up to Michael because he's the expert on these matters, but sounds like we got a nice little test for us tomorrow. Michael or BFC, I'm going to give you guys the floor. Final score predictions for tomorrow. What do you guys think? By the way, Butler is a 14 and a half point favorite to kick off actually the last two times the number, was it 13 and a half against EMU, which jumped to 16 and a half. Yeah. And then the opening spread was 16 and a half against SEMO, jumped to 19 and a half. So I don't know if it'll stay at 14 and a half or not. Opening was 14 and a half. What do you guys got?
I think we pick up another win against the spread. I think 82, the offense stays hot. 82 to 60 is kind of what I'm looking at.
I was going to say 82-66. So I'm fairly surprised we both thought 82 was our go number. I'll switch it to 83-66 solely because you said 82 and I want to be different.
If they win and there's a score 82, we're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm coming with you guys because that means you're a good luck charm. Yeah, I'll go with 81 because you guys took 83 and 82. And I'll go in the middle split. What was it? 82-60 and 83-66. I'll go 81-63. I'll split the middle. There we go. So we're covering them. So what we're saying, we're covering tomorrow. We're looking good tomorrow. Big week coming up with this Friday coming up. Like Jalen kind of said, can't overlook this game, right? But big week coming up after that. Can't overlook ETSU. Got to keep doing it. That's pretty much all we got for today, guys. Again, appreciate Jalen hopping on with us and discussing some of those things. We'll try and get more players on throughout the season. And excited to bring you guys some more Butler basketball content. So go Dogs, big week. Here we go.